All right, we're live.
Okay. Welcome to the Google Hangout with TRS. Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 8, I believe, which is the essence of relationships.
So
We
9.
got
Nine.
silence.
Yes, sir.
We have, started from left to right on my screen. My screen. We have Maple. You will go ahead and introduce yourself, Maple?
Hi.
Wow.
I'm now in Malaysia. Maple or Maki class. In the morning. Hello everyone.
All right. Thank you, Maple. Now it's Jason Rainwater.
I'm Jason Rainwater, known as Cheesecake here on TRS, from the United States, Alabama. That's me.
All right. And then we have Con Lee, who chooses not to show himself, but he's still amazingly gorgeous Asian.
Oh, good jeez, I'm about to sleep on again. Hi, I'm Con. I'm from Australia, Melbourne, and what else do I say?
That's about it, Con. Unless you want to
Okay,
show us
thank you.
something. And then we have Cherish. Cherish, let yourself be known.
Did she die?
You still there, Choco?
I think she died.
She might have froze. We'll introduce her when she gets back.
We'll introduce Choco when we get back, and we have Alex. Tell us about yourself, Alex.
I'm Alex from Romania, and I'm known as Muffin upstairs.
All right, we're good to go. You know all the sweets. I don't know why I'm a host and I'm not a sweet, but we'll have to do it for this broadcast. All right. So this episode is going to be about essence relationship. We're going to be talking about 2 of the 3 types of essences, because the third type is kind of dark. So the first one will be the same. The second will be opposites, as in opposites attracts. And then the third one we're not going to discuss. We'll discuss later if you actually talk to us in private, and we'll talk to you about it. So the first one is called the same. These relationships are kind of like when you love someone, you want to love someone who will love you for who you are, and you stay the same, and you stay in that particular relationship until it progresses, and it progresses in that love, but it doesn't progress in the person. So say that if a guy loved another girl, and they had a sort of like, they have rough ins and outs, and then they finally fall in love with each other. They don't want that relationship to change. Nothing in that relationship to change. They want it to stay the same, and they'll grow in that love with each other. And that's one of the foundations for the consensual love that's today, the secular love. And then we have opposite attracts, which is someone who argues with you, you argue back, and within that battle, you kind of find yourself. You kind of find a certain growth, and that growth actually makes you want to further the relationship and experience more with that person because that person is challenging you. And then we have a third type. So what this is about is basically about which one of these characters do we think we follow under? Which character do we think that we experience most within our past relationships? Because one does not simply have just a relationship the same and then the opposite. Like, some people go through a life just having just one type of relationship, whereas other people have multiple types of relationship within one. So we need to figure out to explain to others, because I'm just really horrible when it comes to this. But I'm the host. Deal with it.
Hey, Choco's back. She might want to introduce herself.
And Choco needs to introduce herself. So Choco, go ahead.
Oh, hi y'all. I'm Choco from Choco Republic. So,
Choco Republic?
yeah.
You never heard of Choco Republic?
No, I haven't. Do they have a lot of chocolate people?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh yeah. But we'll start with you. We'll start with Maple. Maple. And Can you explain one relationship to us and see if we can figure out which of the categories it fall under?
I have not been in a relationship a very long time.
Well, it's okay. Go back to preschool. Go back to the noodles.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
One these days.
um, well, I guess usually what happens, at least in my case, would be I would usually okay, okay, let me try to word this in a nice way. Usually I would be attracted to someone who is um, someone who I feel very comfortable with. So for obvious reason, you don't start off on the wrong footing. So I would like when I am attracted with someone, it will always be someone who would please me, make me happy, and all those nice things. And then it will turn out that that person would have simply complete opposite of the character that I have, and we will start to argue and all sort of nonsense. And so I probably am a mix of both that you mentioned just now, that kind of stuff. And but I would never I would never get involved with someone who I hate. I mean, when I start to have like negative attraction, something like that, opposite attraction, like you say,
Yes.
that's at least that is for my case, because I really don't like the fact that I waste my energy of trying to prove myself right. So that's me.
Well, that answers the question now. It does. It's just that you don't care for obstacle trap because it wastes too much of your energy, and you don't want to waste that time. So you rather have a relationship where both of you have a mutual agreement, and you stay with
Yeah.
that mutual agreement. And if you deviate, you will argue a little bit, but you won't go that out for it. You'll stop
Yeah.
at a certain point.
Well, I cannot help it, especially now with my age. So I don't want to waste that much energy anymore.
You find it really strange that I know 60-year-old people who waste their energy now, like outside my house, like they won't shut up. Like I'm trying to go to bed, and they won't shut up. So now
Well, I
it's.
can.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Anything else to say?
it's okay. It's okay.
All right. Don't want to cut you off. I don't. So it's time for Jason Rainwater. What do you have to say about this?
Okay, my opinions on it, or
No, just your past.
with
Yes,
my
give me a
past?
relationship of your past.
Oh, it's too much of a past.
I know, right?
Relationship with my past. Okay, well, I only have one to go off of. Let's see. Oh gosh, she was kind of let me think. How do I describe? Um, I like a relationship where I can grow as an individual and as a couple. So, um, and I didn't really get that from my last relationship. So I don't know. It's like, do you want me to go into like experience, or do you want me to like tell you what I
Well,
prefer? Like, is that the
it's
question? Like,
more
what do I
about it's. Well, that's a good question, but it's basically what you prefer.
what I prefer?
Yeah,
Yeah, basically
well,
just
your 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 experience that led you to your preference.
an experience that led me to my um somewhat well, and I think it really depends on the two people in the relationship. I think it can work same or opposite. It just I think circumstances can be different. You can have someone that's the same, and then someone else that's also the same, but then that one person might not work where the other person would. And there's lots of variables that go into that would determine whether or not that would work. But I think because and I mean the same true for opposites too. It just depends on the individuals and how much they accept each other, how much they can grow from one another, and yeah, it's I guess from my past experience, I've learned that I need someone that can accept me for who I am, first of all, and then someone I can grow with. And I mean, yeah, that's basically it.
No, that's basically it.
Yeah, I'll keep my answer
So
short.
I know that. But your last relationship, the only one you kind of had, was that relationship that relationship fall under either of these categories?
I want to say opposite, but because she was nothing like me, but she wasn't really someone that I could really grow from because she didn't accept me for who I was. So it was kind of um, it was a struggle for me to be myself. So I wasn't really growing. I was really changing, becoming something I was not, and then so it just
It's
the acceptance of who I am. I think is for both partners accepting who the other is and loving that person for who they are. And I think when two people can do that, then they can grow and prosper in that relationship.
so basically you're saying the relationship wasn't functional at all.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, it lasted for 4 years. It had a good run, but yeah, toward the end, it wasn't. Uh, so that taught me that I need to find someone that can accept me for who I am, and just find someone I can grow with.
All right. And now we're gonna go to Choco. Tell us your business. Oh crap, we skipped Khan. I can't believe I almost skipped Khan. Khan, let me know.
What do I say? So past experiences?
Yep. Your past
Hmm.
experience that led you to a preference in the relationship.
You know what? Funny you say that. I'm currently in a relationship right now. It's a very, very long distance. Um, hmm. I feel that the number one thing for me is that I have to be comfortable with the person, just like Maple said.
Okay.
Because I remember I tried to chase after a girl where I took her out on a date, but I just couldn't be myself. I started like shaking, sweating, like blushing, like I was just like, oh god. If I can't be myself around that person, like as hot and sorry, and as like attractive as they are and everything, if I just can't get along and just be myself and just show my true personality, I feel I have to back away. Um, so yeah, it's someone who's definitely like me and has like the same kind of like interests and things. Like if we just get along, that's automatically like very attractive. Um, what else? They have to accept me for who I am, otherwise things just don't work.
Let's see.
Um, and yeah, I guess that's just the most important for me. It's just about comfort because I feel if you're in a relationship, it should be that um, you can both be like best friends, but you can love each other and be cheesy and all that at the same time. So
Yes.
yeah, like I know that. Yeah. Even though like out of everyone here, I'm like the biggest dickhead. Like I do take my relationship seriously. So.
Well, that's good. I mean, that is the way you would want it to be. Hopefully.
Yes, baby.
What? Son, you're live.
No flirt.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. We'll keep this PG.
Now, how about you, Choco?
Okay, what's the question again?
The question was, what relationship led you to a preference? What experience or relationship led you to a preference?
My experience, that preference. Okay.
An experience that led you to a preference within the relationship.
My, I think it has got nothing to do with my experience. My preference has always been there, and it never been changed. Cause, you know, I kind of maybe old-fashioned way in terms in relationship. Cause I feel like who went on? Okay, whatever.
No comment. Bye bye.
I know, right?
I'd always prefer to that person to have the real love instead of that commercial love. I don't know how to explain this. broader way. Um,
You gotta try to explain it.
okay, yeah, I'm trying. Um, gosh. Everybody keeps saying that they want their other part to be like accepting them or who they are. Isn't it like in both ways? Like,
Yeah.
wait, wait, I'm holding back. Just wait. I mean, if you love somebody, if you want to be in a relationship, you need to be sure that you knew exactly what you're into. Like, you knew exactly what or who you accepted. Um, I cannot say that I had a good relationship for me to be saying good stuff right now. I mean, it was crap, but I don't have any regrets because I still, love that person unconditionally, and he would always have that, you know, um, part in my heart. So, uh, okay. I mean, yeah. um, to be in a relationship, like to keep your relationship, to be happy in it, you have to keep in mind that you have uh, choose this person at the first place, not in just playing wise. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I'm lost.
No, like people
Okay.
should relationships just for like status purposes, just to be in, just for the sake of being in one. Like it should
Yeah,
be real.
yeah. It shouldn't be like, you know, just because you lose time, because you're aging, because you're lonely and all. I mean, you should be like, you should feel that you are willing to, and that kind of love that you're willing to, sacrifice everything for that person. And it's not asking for return, because I always believe that, when you love somebody, it should always be giving, not taking. So
So you feel you should give them some sort of difference in their relationship in order for them to mature, or to for the relationship to grow as a whole.
what is that difference? I should be giving difference.
Oh no, no, that you believe in um, maturing the relationship by creating obstacles.
Don't get it.
I don't know how to say this so that she would get it. Do you know how, Jason?
Ask the question again.
Uh,
Something
the
about
statement
obstacles.
was the statement was she believes in maturing a relationship by giving her partner obstacles.
Um, no, I think what I got from it was to just fall into it if it happens naturally, like if it's real, if the love is real, you meet someone and it's real. Don't fall into it just because you're worried about losing time or you're worried about your social status or something like that. Because then you're looking for something and it might not be real because you're trying to.
Push it.
Yeah.
So you don't believe in the preference.
Preference is just be real.
This is
I
true.
get
So how
like,
about you?
yeah.
All right. Thanks, Cherish. You're awesome. You remind me of my favorite movie, Kill Bill, without the violence. And now time for show from Muffin, Nick Muffin.
Okay, before I go onto the topic, Con said, tell everyone good night. So good night.
All
And
right.
he left
Hi,
a few messages for each and everyone. So, okay. He
Okay.
said, "Tell Jason he's the ladies' man. He's the ladies' man. Khan's ladies' man. To cherish, Khan said you're his Czech Republican mom. To Maple, you're his other mom who adopted him. Okay. Sheldon, you're his chocolate boy. And yeah, I'm his gorgeous Romanian wife. So that's all.
All right. Have a good night, Con.
Have a good night, Con.
Sleep tight.
All right.
Okay. So on to the topic. I'm
Yes.
really a sucker at relationships, to be honest. But at first, like when I first started falling in love, that was around elementary school, I guess. I thought I knew what kind of guy I really want, but I was wrong, really, really wrong. Yeah, there's no like Prince Charming on Whitehurst,
Oh no, no, I've seen some of those before. They're real.
really.
Yeah,
No, but
but
yeah,
they're very few in between, but they are real. However, like you have to know an experience that you had that changed your like made your preference or predominantly changed it. So you have to talk about experience.
I don't really want to share too much of my experience. Like I said, I'm a sucker, but I guess like in a relationship, I pretty much observe. I don't argue.
Hmm.
Like I never argued with my past boyfriend. Even though my first boyfriend was like he was, I didn't argue with him. It just ended, and yeah, I prefer not talking to him anymore and see him, and yeah, that's all. But my preferences now is I just want a guy like who understands. Like, of course, like if he will be my boyfriend, he accepted me already, and of course I will give understanding that and acceptance and everything else. But we just have to, get along with each other. And I've learned that I don't want to get with a guy in a relationship as soon as I met him because I think that's a style here. I don't know. I've seen like around my area, like kids, teenagers get in a relationship even after they met. Like, hi, you're hot. Can we date? Something like that. So I prefer knowing a guy first.
All right. Laughing, thanks for that answer. You have
Yeah.
answered the question. But now it comes to my turn, which for me, I don't think, unlike you guys, hmm, I just really do not care for a relationship that deals basically on just being you and I being happy and then we're basically living through life being happy together. I mean, I know that sounds weird. It does sound kind of weird when you think about it. But when I have relationships, it's most likely like we're gonna be happy for about 10 minutes, and then you're gonna do something to upset me, and I'm gonna yell at you. But see, the problem is with that kind of relationship, we kind of like you're not being mad at them just because you like just because you want to be mad, or you're not being mad at them because you just hate their personality. You're trying to change them. You're not trying to change them at all. You are trying to change them, but not in a way that's negative. It's basically that nitpicking little things from your life and creating something new with that person. You're creating a new person for both of us. And I know it's kind of weird. I know it's kind of far fetched. Like, why would you want someone to want to change who you are, but not changing the fact of changing? Like I'm going to stop Jason from doing karate. I'm just going to stop him from doing it and make him like a banker. You go work at Wells Fargo. It's not something like that. It's more of why do you smoke? It makes no sense for you to smoke. You should probably stop smoking or you're gonna die. Things like that. Little things that would hurt the other person. The other person would never let just because I love him for who he is. That he loves me for who I am. It's just that we won't let bad things just happen as we coast through life, being happy together. We'll always try to make the other person improve to become better. That improvement involves a lot of fighting because no one's just going to go on with what you say.
كده.
Oh, God.
Oh God.
Oh wow.
الزبدة الزبدة شوف واحد خال يب
شديد
واحد
We're live.
كوري واحد
أجانب.
اي
We're
محمد.
live.
We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
إيوه. اوكي باي لحظة
Are you really leaving? Dang.
Yeah.
No.
Well, at least he made his appearance.
I know he did make his appearance. And Alex is going on hiatus for a second. But it's really confusing. It's a really confusing topic because there's a lot of people who actually do the same as I do. Like, have you ever seen a couple just sitting there just fighting with each other and then automatically out of nowhere they just become quiet and they're all happy again? Like you're at a dinner party and just like drinking some milk or something like, I'm drinking this milk. This milk tastes good. And you see someone on the other side just, why did you do that? You need to go back and finish your problem. And and you're just like, what is wrong with that couple? They really are dysfunctional. You're like, go here and talk to my man. At least he knows how to have a decent conversation. There's different types of way you can have a relationship. A relationship just can't be about just love. It's about exploring. And most people like to explore, and that's the third type, is exploration. But that type is not suitable for this broadcast. But opposite attracts mainly about taking a relationship and refining it. You want to refine a relationship as much as possible. And then there's another relationship, they just want to stay the same. They want to keep all the love that they had beforehand, and not take on the backlash of all this negativity. They want to have the love strive over all that. And that's the love that's been painted on the media, basically. That kind of love. Now, my love in the literary world is called pedagogy. That's what it's called. It's like, what's a good version? Have you ever seen Pride and Prejudice?
I don't think I've seen it.
I heard of them. I heard of it, but haven't watched it.
Pride and Prejudice stars two British people from England, I guess. I don't know where they're from. And one is rich and one is really poor. And so the rich one is all snobby to the poor girl, saying, hey, you don't have money, I have money. And the other girl's like, hey, you have money and I don't have money, so I have to hate you, basically. So it's called Pride and Prejudice, because he's prideful and she's prejudiced. And even though they fight a lot, even though they hate each other, they still fall in love, regardless of that hatred. Because they actually love each other. And it's not about the family, it's not about your birth, your rank. It's not really even about the personality, I don't think. I think that some people are just connected and they find each other and they can just express themselves with that one person. And it's not simply about expressing. You don't want to express that much. If you express that much, you end up in jail. We're not trying to say that much. But I'll express that much, guys.
I think that was the pain. Expressing the
That's
pain.
too much expression, okay? But
Too much.
you really want the thing is that most people look for the same type of relationship because it is what is on everything. Like Cinderella. Most Disney movies don't have pedagogy. Most Disney movies are about someone falling in love with someone else and they're working through that together, but they're not really arguing per se. Let me think of a Disney movie that has pedagogy in it. No one ever seen that movie.
I don't think there is.
There is, actually. It's The Hunchback of Notre Dame, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't
Has
seen
anyone
that one.
seen that Disney movie? Nope. I thought so. So unfair to Disney, by the way, but I'm not gonna be vain and make it all about me. So, I'm gonna see if y'all kind of understand what I'm talking about because I'm not sure any of our viewers understand what we're talking about, if there's any. So, Maple, do you want to express your opinions on these two type of relationships?
My opinion on it.
Okay.
I think I used to like give a lot of relationship advice to people,
Hmm.
but now that I think I choose not to get involved that seriously, so it's a little bit difficult, or probably I'm not in the right position of like doing it anymore. But then again, on at least um, from my point of view, okay, I think there is like some connection problem as well because sometimes I keep on like I think some of the screen are frozen here and there. But anyway, but anyway, well, I do agree. I do agree with you, Sheldon, about what the media has painted on the ideal type of relationship, whereby people want to fall or people want to get involved in a relationship whereby both are very comfortable. You find the Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, Miss Right person, and then that means you click at first, and then everything goes fine and they live happily ever after and that kind of thing. And you don't usually find drama or conflict in the relationship because of that. That means he and she, if she's white, the guy most probably is white as well. If she's red, the guy is also red. So it's like just go with the flow. To me, that kind of relationship is boring. I'm so sorry, but it will be bored. Because you don't face challenges. That means both of the both of the person will definitely keep things to themselves most of the time. But then the opposite attracts is all it is full of excitement, but then again it's also dangerous when you think when two different kind of thoughts or characters meet. They tend to have different point of view. They argue a lot and stuff, and then at one point of time they realize that they attract to each other, and then they started a relationship. And if they cannot find a common ground for that, that is a that is very dangerous for any couple to begin a serious relationship. I had an experience before whereby started off very nice, and then after the first year, we begin to fight every single day for 4 freaking years. So, yes. And I remember when he used to stay together with me when I was in university. Whenever he's not at home, even my neighbors actually ask me, where is that person? That means they know that we quarrel a lot, and then suddenly when he's not around, everything is silent, quiet. So it's very noticeable that both of us argue so much. We fight a lot for very small things. That means we couldn't find any common ground for us to agree on. We always agree to disagree at some point of time. Um, which, when we decide to like take a break a little bit, when we decide to take a break for a little bit, I do miss him. He
Give
does
me a
miss he did miss me as well. So that means the relationship was working somewhere somehow, but we couldn't. But I think both of us also agree that we couldn't like go to the next level because of those disagreement. Too much disagreement is just a cause for dysfunctional relationship. And I don't want my future, me now, suffer. So might as well just let go of that. So I don't agree when you say, I don't agree with any couple that always say that it's okay, if you are opposite because it complements each other, whatever that you don't have, he will or she will have it. Depends on certain situation. You can have complete opposite characters, but you need to have common ground. And like Jason said, you need to, like, when you are in a relationship, you need to grow. If there's no room to grow, there's no point for you to be in a relationship. That's at least from my point of view.
That is totally correct. And I like that you pointed out the common ground part. Opposite attracts cannot work unless there is common ground. They will fall apart without that structure. Like every relationship needs structure. Without that structure, any relationship will fall apart.
Yep,
Then we
that's
need that
true.
common ground. So that is totally true. Totally true. So now we have two more people in our live hangout, so we're going to introduce them. Starting with Lee Chan. Lee Chan, go tell us about yourself.
About myself?
Hmm.
Uh, well, a little bit about myself. Well, I'm a musician. That's one thing that y'all should know about me. Well, most of y'all already knew, but alright. I don't know what to say. Kind of nervous right now. That's
So just
okay.
give us your location and just your name. Just brief introduction.
Location,
Oh,
name, social security.
well, I am here in America, of course. Same place as, Jason Rainward, not Alabama, but
Oh
Texas. That's
God,
where
you
I'm
have to
from.
tell them everything, Lee Chan.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I know you're a comedian right there, Sheldon. I know you're funny, man. Ever since I hung out with you, dude, like you, Jason, Alex, and you are very funny, dude. That's when you did the intro of one of your videos that I
I
saw.
don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I'm
Then we have
sorry. Real
that's
bad.
okay. And then we have Azurius Sky. I'm
Can
like
you hear
her
me?
band. Yes.
Okay. Hi. Um, I'm also a musician. I'm also from America. I make chiptune, stuff like that. That's about it. I don't know.
All right. And so I'm gonna catch up to speed with our conversation. Our conversation is about relationships and different types that it brings about. What we're on right now is opposites attracts. Do you know what have you ever been in a relationship that goes with being in opposite attracts?
For me, not really, because when I develop feelings for someone, it's usually based on a friendship, and I can't really get feelings for someone unless we, have a lot of stuff in common. So they're all pretty similar to me,
Hmm, that's
I would say.
awesome. And how about you, Lee Chen? We have to get you up to speed. Would you agree with a relationship that's opposite attracts? Lee Chen, are
Can
you
you hear
here?
us?
Ooh, it's about to rain.
I don't think you can hear us very well.
I don't know if you can hear us either. Very well, Lee Chen. We'll get you later. You will be filled in. You will.
Oh, what's that? Hey,
And
I
so
know.
we end up with Alex. How about you? What do you think
What was the
about what we talked
question?
about previously?
Like, if I agree with opposites attract?
Yes.
Well, I agree with you and Maple. It needs a common ground. So it has to start from somewhere because, like, they have to have at least one thing in common to start with and develop. But in my case, I don't really want an opposite of me, um, because I would become very nervous and like like constant nervous and shaking and sweaty and blush and all that stuff. So I need like someone that you know they have much common with me and I don't know if that answered.
You want to feel comfortable.
I won't feel comfortable with someone that's opposite of me.
I see. Well, all of this actually actually makes sense in a way. When it deals with most people, half of half of the population, I believe, like, I'm not going to say half of it, but most of it has to deal with wanting someone to understand and love you and continue to love you in that same way and never change that love. You don't want someone to just fall in love with who you are. But at the same time, you don't want your love to be a challenge either. You want it to be something that you can just be yourself with and you can just sit and relax and enjoy that stay as you progress through your life. However, there's a lot of other people in a lot of other relationships that don't necessarily agree with that statement. Like my statement, I being someone who likes opposite attracts, I want someone who's going to confront me on every single issue that I have. And won't stop until I notice them. And that kind of makes me happy because the attention, the detail that you're paying to me to actually talk about this and bring it up in the conversation and actually change my perception on what I usually thought before because I didn't notice that about myself or I didn't notice that I always did that. And you kind of like think about that and you kind of stop and just like, wow, like I'm being added. He adds value to my life, and that's like, wow, that's something new that I didn't see before, and that's kind of like gives you a shot of adrenaline. Basically, it's like adrenaline rush. Not saying that all are adrenaline rush. Not saying that all people who are into pedagogy are adrenaline like junkies, but not all adrenaline junkies. Most of us are. I probably am. However, it's it's basically I do say that word too fast, but it's called pedagogy. It's basically a British term for opposite attracts. So you can say this out loud, Cherry. I mean, Muffin.
You know, gogi means meat in
Meat.
Korean. It's like pet meat.
Pet
That
me.
don't mind me. Don't mind me.
I want to mind you.
Yeah, you were saying that word too fast, and I couldn't get it. Like, what are you saying? What's that word?
Let me type it in for you so you can get it. I don't think I can spell it right though.
Thank you.
Wait, you said the word pedagogy?
Yes.
Pedagogy?
Yes.
From what I know, sorry for saying this, but from what I know, that is supposed to mean like a method of teaching.
Yes. It is a method of teaching.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah, pedagogy is a relationship style that is a
It's a relationship style. Okay.
yes, it's a style that you can teach. That's actually what it's a
I have
method of
never,
teaching.
I have never heard of it right now.
Oh,
Pedagogy
haven't?
relationships. Thank you. No, I've never heard it.
Um, so,
Thank you. I'm googling right now.
one thing that we were talking about was, have you ever seen Pride and Prejudice?
What?
That is pedagogy.
I can't even hear you.
Wait, can you say that name again?
Can you give an example how it's pedagogy?
Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth, they're in love. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they're in love with each other, and they combat each other, and that combat gives them an attraction. That attraction leads to an inevitable relationship.
Oh, I understand.
Yes. So that is how people come into that sort of relationship because they actually start hating each other. Like you can start out hating this person, and you can be like talking to them, and you can actually beat them in a conversation like, "Oh, I've met my match," but then you're just like, "Okay, I concede," and when that person concedes, you're like, "I like that you listen to me, you accept what I have to say, and you kind of you thought about it," and that makes you feel like you're giving me that much attention, that much more attention, and that actually makes me want to stay with you because I feel like you're actually believing in my words. And not only that, I choose to believe in your words is that trust is there. You trust them now. and it continues to accumulate and become something more. All right. So, does anyone have questions about the topic? Just making sure we're all right.
I don't know. I'm actually good at relationships, but I don't know if I have any questions.
You're good at relationships, but you don't know if you have any questions.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any questions for it, but I know a lot about relationships.
Tell us about it.
Share your thoughts.
Share your thoughts.
Wait, what?
Tell us about it.
Uh, you want relationship tips? Is that what you're asking?
Not relationship tips. Just tell us about your good relationships.
Oh, your relationships. Oh, that's what you want to know. Well, to keep a good relationship is trust. That's one thing you have to always have, trust. And that's how you keep a relationship going. And two, if you have trust issues, there will be issues with relationships. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem that I used to have with my girlfriend. She used to have trust issues with me. But I trust her and she trusts me, right, you know? And ever since I told her that I was going to stay with her no matter what, and now we forever trust each other, and now our relationship is going strong. And this month, actually, it's going to be our 4-month anniversary. So anything you have that you have any tips for, like relationships or anything? Have anything?
Tips for relationship from me. It'd probably be all that you said in one. You have to have trust. You have to have understanding, because we don't understand. You're not going to even try to find like some common ground with you two. You're just going to fade away.
Yeah.
And you have to.
Yeah.
I would like
I'm
to
sorry,
give some tips
Zero.
too.
You have to stop. Trying to think straight.
All good. It's all right, man.
But there's a lot of combination that goes with it. But trust would be the main factor. If you don't have any trust, you don't have anything. I mean, you don't have trust, you don't have a good banker. If you don't have trust, I'm not going to eat that tuna casserole you made for me because I don't trust you. I don't trust that tuna casserole. I don't know what will be in
I
that
have a
tuna
question.
casserole.
Well, I am.
So you have a question, Cherish? I mean, not Cherish, but Muffin.
Can there be trust without communication?
No. Well,
So
I wouldn't say
communication
there
is
could
more
be,
important.
because you wouldn't know the information is true or false, so you wouldn't know whether to discard it or to just take it as it is. So if there's no
So
trust within that communication, Azura, you can talk about this out loud if you want to.
I don't know. All right, who haven't I heard from?
But I don't want to like take over too much of you guys' time, even though Azura just came in and I actually wanted to talk to her, even though she's talking about rat poison and miscommunication.
It's all good. Yeah, I have plenty of time, so go ahead and say what y'all want to say.
Say what I want to say. Okay, it's on you, Maple.
What?
We're about to wrap this up. And so how we're gonna wrap
Mm.
this up is we're not gonna take sides, but we're going to
Okay. All right.
we're
I
going
mean,
to give words of wisdom when it comes to going for your relationship.
wait,
What is
wait.
wait. What
Okay,
is
okay, okay.
one word that you need to have a relationship to have it successful? Just one word.
Okay. One word? That is very difficult.
Yeah, that's very.
I must say commitment. Wow, this it's a very serious word, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
Can
Okay.
take a lot of
Okay, but then I would like to emphasize. I would like to emphasize on something. I mean, I learned this. Well, when I started going into a relationship, when I was learning about it, um, few people were giving me like tips of what are the pillars for the relationship. That is like love, trust, or missing, and a sense of longingness, and all those of things that is very common. But over the years, what I learned about relationship is the word love itself, which is love is a verb. That means you can actually, it's an action. So you need to be committed towards whatever action that you do. And doesn't matter whether you begin with a boring type of relationship, means that both of you have the same um, wavelength, and then you just agree with each other, and then just decide to like live and die together that way. Or if you if you if you want to have the relationship based on opposite attracts, doesn't matter which style that you choose, you just have to work toward defining relationship, strengthening it, and make sure that the relationship works. And the key would be, well, in any relationship, friendship, it's the love that will do most of the job. And it's a verb to me, you need to work for it. Otherwise, if love is just an adjective or it's a noun, it doesn't work that way. See, even the siren agree with me.
I know,
I know, right?
right?
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah,
But
so that's pretty much what I can say about relationships.
all right, and is it? What's your one word that you're going to use? Is it going to be love or is it going to be commitment?
Can I choose love rather than commitment
All right, choose
to make it more
love.
fun?
All right. And how about you, Mr. Jason Rainwater? Water.
Just one word.
Rainwater.
Gosh, how do I top Maple's answer?
I know, right?
Kind of person that Choco's here too. That just kidding.
So let me see. One word. That's kind of gosh. Let me see. I mean, I know a few really good words that could sum up. Now I gotta pick one.
She's watching.
Let me see.
Shut up.
All right, Choco, you just make a push. You okay?
Be quiet.
It's okay.
All right. Let me think. Let me think. Gosh. Does someone else want to go before me? Give me time to think.
Jason, you're in the role. You have to go.
Oh, geez. Okay.
You can do it, man.
Okay. One word to describe what keeps a relationship. Is that what I'm looking
Yes, makes a relationship strong, not keeps one.
for? Gosh, there's so many words. You're just limiting me to one.
One.
It's so simple.
Choose the first one in your mind now.
Oh gosh, I think he's nervous now.
The first one that pops in your head.
Trying to think of the one that's the most descriptive that kind of wraps it up better. Jeez. Yeah, you really need to go to someone else. I need some time to think about this one.
All right. Cheesecake needs to find a way to be more cheesier.
Yeah.
I go.
So, we
So
go.
the question is,
Who's
what is the take going strong?
What's one word you can use to define a strong relationship? Well, to use to keep a strong relationship.
I would say honesty.
Honesty. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. But that's the same as.
Only word. Everyone is so.
So, what's the difference between honesty and trust?
That's a good question.
Can I just answer it? I'm so eager to answer it already. God.
No. Azuri has to answer the question between honesty and trust. Is she here? Are you here, Azaria?
She might have froze.
Yeah.
She might have
I
froze.
think
We'll
so.
go back to her. Your turn. Until she's back.
Oh Lord.
Who's talk?
Whose turn? We didn't hear you, Sheldon.
It's Cherish. Yes, your turn, Cherish.
Finally. Okay. About your original question about making it again, just repeat the question.
Oh, the question. Use one word to define a strong relationship that you need in a strong relationship.
Okay, she's back. Maybe she.
One word.
Sorry.
Oh, we have Azurius guy back. I'm gonna go to Azurius guy real quick, Cherish. I'm sorry. I know that you don't like waiting, but she had to finish her question, so we can go back to you.
Okay.
Azurius, you still here?
Her connection is really slow
She
right now.
fooled me twice. Shame on me.
Can I make it two words though?
Nope, it has to be one.
Well, they're connected. They kind of get connected.
Has to be
Kind of.
one, Cherish.
Yeah, I was thinking of yeah.
Okay.
If I could use 2 words, that would be great too. But
Okay. Real.
Real. That's a good one.
Real. Because if you real really love that person, you would do the commitment. If you really, really love that person, you would do to be honest, and also on and on and on. Like if it's really real, then you would do all the sacrifices and all that jazz, right?
All right. So it's real. That's a good one.
Real. Be real.
All right.
And can I add on some tips and all? Since you all did it already, can I have a chance?
yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
So in a relationship, before you start it, like make sure that you are not an option or the other person. And to balance, yeah, I actually agree with Maple and you, Shelly, for that opposites really does connect, because both person cannot be, boss. Like I know, I mean,
What?
like,
What?
I mean, both person cannot be like fire and fire. It doesn't work together. Like they have to balance each other, right? Like kind of thing. So yeah. Um, if the person have pride and the other person have like high pride as well, like just doesn't work. Like you get that thing.
I get
Figure
it.
it out, right? And yeah, the acceptance, like if you have entered a relationship and you have not accept that person first, or I mean it just doesn't work. Like you would make your relationship full of um, disappointments, a lot of disappointments if
Okay.
you don't accept everything that like like knowing that person. And like a lot of people like reflect their future, like, oh, what if we end up together, oh, what if we like da 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 da. Like some girls would like, oh, maybe he put a ring on it, or maybe, oh, if we end up together we will be going to castles and all. Like why don't you just reflect your um relationship being with him, like being broke together, like sniffing the part his part if he can take it. I guess. Or like like bad breath and all, like, oh, you smell like a toenail, like can you leave like that? Because I'm sorry. Yeah.
Toenail.
It's actually a good point. Can you stand his part?
Yeah, exactly. Like people are like, oh, you're so beefy, maybe we suit each other, right? So I mean, like, you need to reflect yourself. If you are in that reflecting mood, like you should not reflect just the good future. Like be realistic. That's why real, right? Be realistic. Like you're gonna go broke at each other. Like you're gonna have babies. A lot of babies being broke. Yeah, like real, real, real. So Because you don't want to live your life or being in a relationship having all these what ifs. What if I did not say yes to him? What if I said yes to the other guy? It's like, I mean, you're wasting a lot of time, energy, and the love, wasted love, hated love, all that jazz.
All the time.
So yeah, be real. Don't push it. If you're not meant to be, you're not meant to be. Not like because oh he's so handsome, oh he's so beefy. Like why don't you? Oh he's so what you call that? He smell like a toenail. Oh he's so broke. Oh we're so broke right now, but I love him. It's real love. That's real love. Okay, so that's it. Be real, y'all. Ah.
Real, yo.
Be real, y'all.
And Lee Chan, do you want to give us your view on like your one word that can sum up a strong relationship?
Yeah, my one word is trust. That's the only word I have. It's like, if you don't trust, as I said before, otherwise you'll be lying alone with your head on the phone, thinking of her until it hurts. I should sing that out, but I don't know. I mean, I know. I don't know if I want to sing it out. Now you're making me nervous. Okay, that's my one word is trust.
Who in the world?
I know, right?
Oh.
So I think we have an extra person in our podcast. He has to actually. We need to know who you are, Mo.
Hiya.
You want to talk to us?
Mo.
Speak to us, Mo. We're friendly people.
No, they are.
We're friendly.
Awkward silence.
Oh.
Okay, he has microphone issues.
Okay. This will be coming back shortly.
Are you sure you don't want to talk, Mo? It'll be okay. You use speakers.
And as long as y'all can hear me, you know.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We're talking about relationships right here. Do you have something to share?
Oh boy.
But in the conversation,
That's a funny bush.
we're talking about the absence of it. So we're talking about opposites attracts, or do you like someone who is the same as who you are? So which one would you prefer? Or do you not prefer?
I think people should compliment each other.
How should they complement each other?
You
a
smell
lot
like
of
a
times
toenail like that.
you see two very intense people that are together, and it tends to end up in a clash. It just explodes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a calm person that can kind of stay down to earth, balance them out, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And so is that something that you would prefer?
Yeah, I think so.
So would you be the calm person, or would you be someone who creates the clash?
I guess I would be the calm person.
You guess.
You should tell us about
Yeah,
yourself,
I mean,
because none of us know you at all. We don't know who you are, where you're from.
Yeah.
but you're the one invited me. Come on.
They don't know
what?
anything about you.
We need to know who you are and what you're about. So give us your name and whereabouts do you stay? Like what country?
Yeah, sure. I'm Simon. I live in Sweden. I'm about to turn 26.
Who invited you here?
I thought that'd be Azuria.
This is sad.
So it's nice to see you. So your name is Simon, right?
Yeah.
All right. Can you give us one of your past relationships that reflected one of these styles of one of these essences?
Well, I would need permission.
What do you mean?
All right.
You don't have to give exact
understand this.
details or names.
What is this question? You have my permission. Go.
Yeah, I have her permission. I actually went to China last year to be with Azuria. and she's more passionate than me. Let's put it that way.
All right.
But it was the best time of my life, really.
Aww.
Oh, that's
Aww.
awesome.
Yeah. I only went back because I had to.
That's good.
Aww.
But what kind of relationship do you think that? What was it more of an opposite attract, or
Come
was
again?
it someone that you had to be the same in that relationship to make it work?
Not at all, not at all. I like the fact that people are different.
Mm-hmm.
Should stay that way. I mean, as a couple, you shouldn't strive to change each other. You should strive to understand them more. Yeah.
And so, what exactly would you fall under that relationship fall under?
Mm, it was a lot of understanding. I mean, it takes time to understand someone, especially if they're more passionate than you
Mm-hmm.
and more combative.
Competent.
No, combative, like not belligerent, but they like to argue. They like to take things seriously, that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I don't like to argue.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not
Actually,
belligerent. I'm not
right
arguing.
now you're
No.
arguing. Missouri.
And I mean, so do I sometimes. It's just, different degrees of it. That's all it is. I mean, nobody's anybody's opposite. We're all different degrees of things.
So, what's one word that you need to make a strong relationship? That you have to use one word to describe a strong relationship. But
That's
you cannot,
necessary?
excuse me.
A thing that's necessary?
Yes,
Um,
but you can't use the same ones that we've had already been used.
understanding. I mean, I could say empathy, but that's only emotional understanding. I would say understanding as a word.
Understanding. Did someone use understanding? No. So Simon had understanding. Lee Chen had trust. Azuria, we're back to your question. You have yet to
What?
answer
What?
my question. What's the difference between trust and honesty?
Um,
Is there a difference?
trust. I think trust is like a bond. It's more like the connection between two people. You do have to have trust, but it's like how should I define this? Trust is an emotional state you have towards another person, and it's this kind of bond that you need to build up in order to have a relationship. But honesty is more like an attitude that you need to have not only towards a relationship, but I think it's something that you need to have towards life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like trust is the thing between you two, and honesty is something that you need to bring, or each individual needs to bring to the relationship. So that's
In order to have trust.
yes.
I see. And so yours was honesty, and Lee Chan's was trust. And so now we're going to Alex, who can't really think of one at the moment, but the last word thingy. You still have to say one, Alex. You can do it. I have faith in you.
Hey, let me go ahead and answer mine since you guys skipped me earlier.
All right.
Yeah. That'll give unless Alex wants to answer now. But
Well, right now she can't think of one at the moment, and she's muted.
Okay.
So you can go ahead.
okay, I'll just say sincerity. Just mean what you say, and well, pretty much what Chaco said about being real. I mean, pretty much same thing. Just mean what you say. I know I'm like really cheesy. I say a lot of nice things to everybody, but I don't say it just you know just for the sake of being polite. I'm very strict about meaning what I say. So yeah, sometimes I am overly polite, but that's just me. That's my character. That's how I
We
feel
love
about
you,
it.
Jason.
That's how I see people. So yeah, just sincerity. Yeah. That's my answer.
Sincerity. What's the difference between sincerity and honesty?
What is the difference between sincerity and honesty? I guess. Well, they're both pretty similar, I suppose, but maybe. I guess when I'm saying sincerity, I'm speaking more in terms of speaking what you feel and always being honest with what you feel. So it's similar, but I'm thinking more in terms of feeling. And don't just say I love you just because you're supposed to say it. Say it because you really mean it.
You can be sincerely dishonest, you know?
Yeah.
I think about that, but I don't think about that because that's not who I am. So.
Yeah.
Oh man, honesty and trust.
But yeah, that's it for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. But do you have a Maple or Sheldon? Do you guys have like a stop broadcast button?
I have.
Yeah. Okay. So you can take control there. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. So I'll see you guys later.
All right. Yep.
Good seeing everybody.
Good seeing you.
Bye, Jason.
All right. And Muffin, she chooses to use more honesty because I guess Muffin just wants to be that girl. And so, I know, right? She has her speaker muted, so we can't really talk to her right at this instant. However, mine would be food.
What?
Without food, you can have a stable relationship. You need food. Gotta eat. If you don't bring me food, it won't work out. I'm sorry.
But
Is
Sheldon,
that
I
you
can
saying you
cook
don't
you the most amazing meal. Why would you ever want me to bring you food?
If you bring me food, I'm yours. If you feed me, that's it. You have me. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
so
they're saying.
easy.
This is true though.
It is.
It's true. Feed me, and we'll have
Yeah.
a long-lasting relationship.
Yeah.
But with that, we're going to kind of close on our broadcast because I'm actually in the same house as Jason. I don't know why he kind of left. Kind of weird. However, thank you guys for showing up. You guys are amazing. I'm sorry that I couldn't talk to you, Momo or Simon. You just came in the last part of it. But I
Yeah,
like
she
meeting.
just randomly invited me.
I know, right? And thank you, Zuria, for showing up, Senpai. And then we
Thank
have.
you. You're awesome.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Nah, just
I know,
kidding.
right?
Yeah, it was good to meet you. See ya.
Thank you for showing up, Maple. I really enjoy what you had to say. You brought a lot to the table. Since you're already a relationship guru.
No.
I love Maple.
And Lee Chan, bruh.
What?
From the heart. Thank you, bruh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brother Love, what?
And Alice is muted, so I guess I'll tell her later, so she can't respond to my heartwarming acceptance of her showing up on my video and helping everyone to understand the topic more clearly. But thank you, Alex. You stay fabulous.
Alright.
But if y'all guys want to stay, we're gonna have more topics of the third type of relationship that we haven't reached in this video for obvious reasons because that one's a little bit risque. So thank you guys for showing up, and with that, Maple, you can take us off air.
Right.